So I've noticed some of the differences in small companies, the ones that are starting to grow online and the ones that aren't, despite being just as good. And I think one of the big things is they're not growing their video content. So here's 6 suggestions on how to improve that. But first things first, before you do anything else, ask your audience. Ask your followers, ask your clients, ask your previous clients. Ask them questions like, how did they find you? Or what kind of things would you like them to teach you more about? Or why did they even book you in the first place as opposed to going somewhere else? Ask them these questions, whether it's a DM or whether it's a form like Score app or Forms.app, and ask them all the questions you can think of, because all those answers are little bits of content that you can create in video. So video content suggestion number 1, behind the scenes. Companies like Lego, Google, and HubSpot have all adopted this approach to their marketing, as they know it builds audience trust. And I'm sure you're saying, but Xander, we don't have a company as big as Google, and we don't have a company as exciting as Lego. But the truth is, you do have customers, and they really do want to know more about you. And recently, as we've been growing Navyblur, we've noticed that our behind the scenes content is performing much better than our edited posts that we create. It doesn't have to be flashy, it just has to be real. It doesn't even have to take a long time. If Facebook or Instagram is your main platform, then start with a photo or a video posted to your story. If it's LinkedIn, then create a short written post about the tasks in your business which you find yourself procrastinating with. You'll be surprised how your audience will respond. It will be like a breath of fresh air to see the reality of everyday business life. Second suggestion, podcasts. There are over 47,000 podcasts in the UK, and that's only ever going to increase. You can create a podcast in a matter of minutes, and it's practically a free tool. It can just be you talking to the audience or an interview with guests who are doing an amazing job in your industry. Well, the key thing is that you bring value to your audience. But I'm going to push you outside your comfort zone. I'm going to say video podcasts, and that's for 2 reasons. 1, not a lot of people are doing them, and there's a great way then to stand out against competitors. And 2, video just helps bring a reality, and it helps you connect with your audience better, and it helps them see the reality of who you are, the environment you're in, what you're wearing, how you dress. Everything matters, and that helps a better connection with your audience. And again, it doesn't have to be flashy gear. You can use your phone sitting up on a tripod. It really isn't that difficult. Now, you may not want to host your own podcast, but the great thing is there are so many out there for you in your industry. Why not just reach out and offer to be a guest on their show instead? The next suggestion is a video testimonial. Now, I know what you're going to say. My clients will never go for that. Well, here's some suggestions. First off, ask them. The worst they're going to say is, no thank you. The best is, yeah, sure. It's not difficult. You just pick up your phone and you talk to it. 30 seconds is all you're asking from them. But if not, they say no, that's fine. Ask them for a written one. Ask really insightful questions, really interesting questions that are going to give you way better answers. And that's when it gets interesting. You take that text and you turn it into your own video content. Whether it's a voiceover, whether it's an animation of the text, you decide. So the next suggestion is repurposing all your content. So you've got your answers from your audience, you've made a week's worth of daily posts and stories, you created several of your own podcasts and even been on 2 other people's. And lastly, you've got 10 new customer reviews, and some of them are video and some of them are text. So let's not put all that work and effort to waste. Let's repurpose it. There's great software out there like Canva and CapCut, which can turn one piece of content into multiple pieces of media. For instance, you could create a top tip video where you're talking to the camera and giving a suggestion of how to do something better in your industry. And if you notice it does really well, then you repurpose it. You create it into a video animation. You have video moving with text going across the screen. The choices are endless. Then my favorite thing to do is repurpose the repurposed. So AI software is something that I use daily, from culling photos to editing video and captioning posts. And there's other ways of repurposing too, using AI. So I use AI software on the daily, from culling photos to editing video and captioning posts. And there are some really interesting AI softwares out there that could actually be really beneficial for your businesses. Apps like HeyGen can clone your natural speaking voice to allow you to create videos that can be changed instantly to other languages. Adobe Podcast uses AI to clean up bad audio with one click. And of course, ChatGPT, which can assist in writing books, outlining articles, and summarizing transcriptions. AI is only ever getting more advanced, and a lot of them have free options, so I definitely suggest exploring some of these more to see if they fit your business. One thing to remember though, AI should be used like an intern and not a full-time trained employee. They'll definitely not be able to do 100% of what you want them to do. They'll be able to give you possibly 80%, but they'll always need fine tuning in the end. So one last bonus thing before you get filming. I'd love to give some gear suggestions to help you improve your videos just a little bit more without the need to get professional cameras. First thing, lens kit. These lens kits are incredibly useful, especially if you've got a camera that doesn't have the versatility of a wide angle and a zoomed in. They're really inexpensive and they can clip on to iPhones and Androids. Second thing, microphone. These microphones are lavalier mics and they're really good because they can just clip straight onto you. They're wireless, which is perfect, and they also connect to iPhone and Android. Next thing, lighting. Now, it doesn't have to be big and expensive. What I have is a little thing from Yolandi. It's a great little light because it's so small yet it's so bright, and it can be changed to any color on the spectrum. It's magnetic and it's USB-C chargeable. And if you want to up it just a little bit more, you can go for this, which is a light with a stand and a phone holder. So there's nothing for it now. Get filming and start growing your video content.